Everything begins with a girl kneeling in the middle of a city sidewalk, wondering why she wants to change just to be accepted in high school. Suddenly, a boy appears in front of her. The next day, everyone is entering middle school, and the blonde boy gets teased because he's always drinking lemon soda, while the girl watches everything from the back. Some of his friends tease him, saying his blonde hair draws too much attention, and he splashes soda at them. But the soda accidentally spills on the protagonist girl. Another girl gets worried about her, making the protagonist feel good. The blonde boy, named Kai, apologizes, and when he looks at her, she gets embarrassed and runs away. We find out the girl's name is Uka. Later, Uka tells us she hasn't had a good school experience, and that everyone calls her Stone, and says people dislike her. As she enters the classroom, she shares that she decided to have a happier life. When the teacher arrives, he scolds Uka for not wearing the uniform, but Kai defends her, saying he isn't wearing his either because the soda spilled on them. Uka tells us she has known Kai since middle school and was always fascinated by his lemon yellow hair. Later, Uka arrives home and tells her mother she had a good day. Her father offers to transfer her to another school, but she says she likes this one. She reveals that her parents are overprotective, but she doesn't want that anymore. The next day, Uka arrives super early and practices how to greet people, but she's too shy. Suddenly, she screams loudly, and Kai shows up, hearing her shout, making her feel extremely embarrassed. However, he politely greets her, saying, "Good morning." She is so shocked that she says nothing, and he asks if she's ignoring him. He encourages her to repeat "good morning" with him so she can learn not to ignore others, though he doesn't realize he's helping her. She can't believe he spoke to her. Later in class, the teacher asks Endo, the girl who helped Uka, to solve a geometry problem. Endo doesn't know the answer, so the teacher says she will have to stay after class to solve it. Uka knows the answer, but feels too embarrassed to help. She remembers how Endo cared for her when the soda spilled, so she decides to help her, despite her shyness. Though she's nervous, she manages to assist Endo, and the teacher and students applaud Uka for solving the problem. Later, Endo thanks Uka for her help. A green-haired boy comes to greet them and invites Uka somewhere, but some other students from her old school see her and mock her. One explains to a classmate that they call her Stone because she's slow to respond, awkward, barely speaks, and has an expressionless face. Endo and the green-haired boy overhear the bullying, while Uka runs away in shame, yet the bullies keep laughing. This leaves Kai deep in thought. Later, Uka is sitting sadly in the library, writing, "I need to change." Kai appears and asks if she spends her time writing that. He tells her to stop because those words will only pressure her more. She apologizes, and he tells her to stop apologizing. Suddenly, she hears the bullies throwing her shoes in the trash. She goes to retrieve them, and Kai arrives, telling her she needs to ask for help. She replies that she doesn't know who to turn to and leaves crying. At that moment, she remembers the scene from the beginning when the bullies mocked her while she was deciding on which school to attend. Kai had appeared and told her he would be going to the same school before leaving. The next morning, she sees Kai entering the school and decides to buy him a lemon soda. However, the bullies approach her, demanding she buy them food too. She gets frustrated and throws the soda at them, so one of the bullies pushes her to the ground. Kai arrives to defend her, telling her to ask for his help. He helps her repeat the words, "Help me," and warns the bullies that if they mess with her again, they will have to deal with him. The bullies back off, and Uka stands up. Kai then tells her he never forgot about her since the day he saw her on the sidewalk. Uka realizes that from that moment, she has loved him